Welcome to Best Academy TV. In this video, we're gonna focus on Uniport Utme 2026 possible questions. Let's solve question 1 here on mathematics. Question 1, we are given this. They said, given that f such that s is tending to s minus is tending to 7 minus s. For s is the element of all real numbers. Find f inverse of s. These are the options here given to us. So whenever you are asked to solve questions in mathematics, the first thing is to obey the last command. So we are asked to find the inverse of this function here. This represents inverse of a function. Whenever you have f raised to power minus 1 of s, we call it inverse of a function. Please take note. So if I have solution first, so if I'm giving the function to be f of s, from the question, I'll be asked to find f inverse of s. If I'm given the function to be g of s, from the question, I'll be asked to find g inverse of s. So inverse of a function depends on the function given to you, okay? But before we solve this question here, let's know what inverse of a function is, okay? Let's take a note here, class. They said, to evaluate inverse of a function, we make s, that is letter s, the subject, then replace s as the inverse and y as s. All right, it's a kind of confusing. Just calm down. We are going to take it step by step. From this note here, we have to make letter s the subject of formula and then replace s as the inverse. So if the function is f of s, replace s as f inverse when we make s the subject. Please take note. And again, replace y as s. So let's solve this here. But before we solve this question, okay, let's understand the question perfectly. We are given this. That is an f such that s tends to 7 minus s. All right, please forget about the statement given to you there. All right, but this question is inverse of a function. So let's represent this in a way we can understand this. This is the same thing as f of s. This f such that s tends to this is the same as f of s. Tends means it's equal to 7 minus s. So we have to apply the note here. But before we apply the note here, we have to evaluate inverse of a function. But before we apply the note here, there is something we have to do here. This is f of s. All right, this is f of s. Now, changing f of s as a letter. Why are we changing to letter? To enable us here to make s the subject of formula. Okay, but before then, please just understand it that whenever you are changing a function to a letter, the letter will be y. Okay, if I have this to be f of, that is from the definition of a function, that's y is equal to f of s. What does it mean? It means that f of s as a letter is y, and y as a function is f of s. So anywhere we see y, please take note of this as y. So anywhere we see f of s, we replace that as a letter as what? Y. Please take note of that, okay? So from here, I will replace this f of s as y is equal to 7 minus s. So from step one, we have to make s the subject of formula from the note given to us there. So let's take items here. I will have this to be class. This is going to be s. taking this minus s from right to left side, we'll have this to be s is equal to 7 minus y. Please take note. So step two from the notes, after making s the subject of formula, we replace s as the inverse. So the inverse of the function is f inverse of s is equal to 7 minus y. Please take note. So step 3 from the note is to replace y as s. So this is going to be f inverse of s is equal to s 7 minus s. So class, this is my answer here, and this is how we solve inverse of any function. The step 1 is to make s, that is data s, the subject. Step 2 is to replace s as the inverse of the function. Step 3 is to replace y as